On a cool autumn morning, light rain fell over the quiet streets of Greer, a small town in South Carolina where life usually moved peacefully and predictably. But that day, the calm of this small town would be shattered forever. The picture of a life. Christina Parcell, 41 years old, a woman with bright eyes and a smile that could calm even her animal patients. She was a veterinary technician devoted to animals, flowers, and her little daughter. Neighbors said she was always seen carrying a small bouquet of flowers or a box of sweets. But behind this quiet life, there were complications. A tense relationship with her daughter's father, John Mello. An ex-fiancé, Bradley Post, whose relationship with her had ended bitterly. At the time, these were just rumors, but they would soon become the first clues in a murder case. The day everything changed, the 13th of October, 2021, 8:35 a.m. Christina was supposed to take her daughter to school, but that day the girl was staying with her father. The house was silent. A friend who had a work appointment with her came by and rang the bell. No answer. Worried, the friend called the police, and minutes later, officers broke down the door. A scene from a nightmare. The first officer to enter the home later said, "The first thing I noticed was the sharp smell of chemicals. Then I saw rose petals scattered on the floor. I took a few steps forward, and then I saw her. Christina lay on the ground. More than 30 stab wounds on her body. Deep cuts to her neck, severing major arteries. Blood around her, but the overwhelming smell of paint thinner filled the air, as if someone had tried to wipe the scene clean. Rose petals lay scattered across the blood, a chilling mix of beauty and horror." The first clues. Police quickly secured the house. There were no signs of forced entry. But a neighbor's Ring doorbell camera had captured something important. An unknown man wearing a baseball cap and a mask riding a bicycle toward Christina's house. A few hours later, the same man was seen leaving, hunting the suspect. Analysis of the footage, vehicle checks, and neighborhood searches all pointed to one name, Zachary Hughes. A Juilliard-trained pianist, an artist with no criminal record, no obvious connection to the victim. But when police collected DNA, the truth came out. His DNA was under Christina's fingernails. Not even the paint thinner had erased this evidence. A confession stranger than fiction. During interrogation, Hughes finally confessed. "I killed her, but I did it to save her daughter." According to him, his friend John Mello, Christina's ex, and the girl's father had told him the child was in danger, that Christina was harming her, and the only way to save her was to kill the mother. A strange story, with no evidence to support it. The girl had been at school at the time of the murder. There had been no immediate threat. A web of dark figures. The case quickly widened. Bradley Post, Christina's ex-fiancé, was arrested for possession of child exploitation materials. John Mello was charged with aiding and abetting murder and with inciting Hughes to kill. What seemed like a lone murder became part of a dark network of relationships and hidden motives. The trial. February 2025, 3 years later. The Greenville County Courthouse was packed with reporters, families, and curious onlookers. Hughes took the stand. His lawyers tried to present the saving the daughter story, but the judge rejected it. The jury deliberated for only 3 hours before delivering its verdict: life in prison without the possibility of parole. The silence after the storm. Today, Hughes is in prison, his lawyers working on an appeal. Mello and Post are both awaiting trial. But for Christina's mother, no sentence will ever bring her daughter back. A close friend says, "Christina loved flowers. For someone to use petals to cover up a murder, it's like mocking her smile. Sometimes, the most beautiful things hide the darkest stories. Rose petals may be a symbol of love or the sign of a brutal murder."
The Canebrake trial is now over, but there's lingering questions regarding John Mello, his daughter, and Bradley Post. During his testimony, Hughes says Mello twice offered him money to kill Parcell. Deputies say they arrested Mello based on his testimony and other evidence.